White House Senior Living. Our residents feel right at home. Our vibrant facility offers delightful activities and outings, round-the-clock professional care, and exquisite house-made meals.
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
White House Senior Living, where residents feel like presidents.
But guess what? We got a lot to do. You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
It's a trap.
It actually is a trap.
It's a trap.
Science is back. And I choose science over fiction. And so if the science is demonstrated is doing great damage, then I don't care what it does to a small business person who's selling this stuff. If it is damaging lungs, if it's causing the kind of damage that is said, and that study's not been fully done yet, if it turns out that it is, then I would eliminate it. I would make it, I would go after it in a hard way. I would make it broader, not just for he is.
If we get asked a specific question by a teen, either a direct message to us or via social media about the relative harms of vaping versus cigarettes, we try to be as clear as possible that if your comparator is a cigarette, vaping is less harmful.
In England, the Royal College of Physicians has apparently done a great deal of research on e-cigarettes, and they have actually found that compared to smoking cigarettes, the rate of damage from e-cigarettes is 5% of what it is from smoking traditional cigarettes. You're reducing the damage by 95%. Hey, I don't think vaping or e-cigarettes are good for you. But if you have to choose between smoking and vaping, I happen to feel that vaping is safer. I don't think vaping is good for you, but it's better than smoking.
We're going to choose science over fiction.
And FDA has not used that terminology to use the most recent estimates of youth use. I will say that I'm an epidemiologist by training, so I'm fully cognizant of the definition of an epidemic, which is unprecedented increases over what you'd expect at baseline. That said, I think and know that the science has shown a decline in the number of youth users, and that's a good thing.
The FDA today calling it a dangerous epidemic.
The FDA calls teen vaping an epidemic.
Epidemic? I don't care if you think I'm Satan reincarnated.
Vaping is not as harmful as smoking. Kids are kids, and there's many, many, many reasons why they choose to do different types of things.
What a stupid son of a bitch.
Good evening and hello and welcome, my fellow vapors. What the hell is going on with people? I see that Jason Vapes is not really, his name's not really but I don't know why he just doesn't use it. Anyway, Jason's here and Mallory's here and Omicidal's here and James is here, even though he pretend like he wasn't, but he's here. I've already chastised him. He's already been in the corner. Put him in the corner already. There's just people. I know that they're Addie. I'm scrolling down here to see other people. Addie's here and Toasty's here and Southern Vapor. Miss Michelle Elliott is here, and there's just people here. There are Dale is even here. So hello and welcome to the show. I will forewarn you and prepare you guys for the apocalypse that is going to be on the rumbles later, because that is content that you will want to watch that YouTube probably would not allow us to keep here. But Kevin is here. Kevin is here. I do know that at least one of our friends is over in the Rumbles already because they've just decided that that's the right place to be so that they don't have to move later on. But, other people could just, now that it's all integrated and I can see the Rumble chats here on the StreamYards, it's a lot easier. Even Kevin can read them now because before he couldn't see them. So we could have been making fun of him the whole damn time. But let me pull up that chat over here on this other window just so that I can be fair and make sure that everybody's there. Yeah, Jason is the only one that's over there right now. But anyway, let me get Kevin in here. Kevin is in his vampire vault. He's got his lights off. It looks all dark and creepy in there. He's already always kind of creepy looking, but
it ain't got no science in it.
He looks kind of like Bela Lugosi, I want to suck your blood.
Oh, good Lord.
So what you doing, Kev?
I'm being incorrigible, and they can all go fuck themselves.
Yeah, I've already called the president. I've already called the president of the United States out on Twitter tonight already. So.
Oh my God! Is your wife going to have to answer the door?
Well, I didn't make any threats, obviously, but I did. Oh, and Stephen Raj just showed up too, just to update the who is here list.
Is this rapid fire poo flinging tonight?
We're gonna go through some of this stuff pretty quick, Kev. But I do want everybody. So I've gotten into the habit tonight, or not tonight, but I've gotten into the habit over the last couple shows of making a unique name for the Rumble show that is not the same name as the YouTube show, because the content that is over there, that particular bit of the show is probably the most like angry, the part that's going to make you the maddest. But so the Rumble show for tonight is called Humanized Mice. And that's you're gonna get, when I get to that story, you're gonna be creeped out, Kevin. I promise you. But we can't start there. We have to start on the the reason that most of the people are here is to talk about harm reduction and saving people that smoke. And Omicidal's over in the Rumbles, and he's already said boo. Boo.
Boo.
He's booed us over there. But, let me pull up some link. Let me pull up a link here, Kev.
Mallory.
So Kev, you and I on this show have broken the ground on the whole searching kids thing, right?
Fuck, 3 years plus.
I want to, I'm planting our flag on the fact that we've the one that has put the most coverage and time and effort
easily
into talking about.
That's why they were the number one show
that is currently on right now. Yeah,
that's right.
So, obviously, we've had some pretty questionable searches. Teachers
extremely questionable, not pretty,
strip searching kids down to their drawers and having girls open their bras and do this with their bras, and boys opening their waistband and jiggling their junk around for them, and all sorts of creepy ass shit, Kev.
Yeah.
I just, so the first story tonight that we're going to talk about is kind of a weird situation though, Kev.
You think?
So this is from 12 News, CBS 12 News, and it says deputy searches Vero Beach student for vape, and he finds a gun instead.
Well, thank God he wasn't vaping.
Well, so let me see if the video link. There's going to be an ad, so I'm going to mute it real quick because I don't really want to sit through listening to this ad shit for all this time. But here, let's.
There was an increase in security at Vero Beach High School today, where a student was arrested for bringing a gun to school. It all started this morning when several students were vaping in a bathroom. Administrators brought the students to the office, then searched their backpacks. That's when they say they found the gun. The student was arrested and will not be going back to the school.
Now, the lesson that kids should learn from this, Kevin, is if you're going to vape in the bathroom, don't bring your gun to school. Yeah. Just, that's the takeaway that, right.
Well, school. Now, last Wednesday.
What?
I'll wait till the end.
Okay.
Today we told you about how William T. Dwyer's High School was placed under a code yellow lockdown for 20 minutes. The principal says after receiving a tip.
So a gun on campus is only a code yellow, Kevin.
Well, it's a precaution, I imagine.
I mean, you would think a gun on campus would be more severe. It would be like code red.
Where is
you would
this?
think if somebody's got a gun.
Is that Florida or California?
Vero Beach, Florida. Well, yeah, it is Florida, and they're kind of oh. Speaking of Florida, Peggy's here. Hello, Peggy.
Now we're in trouble. See, we're in trouble.
At least, hey, you know what? At least Florida gets to keep DeSantis now. So we've got at least one state capital that has somebody that is not an idiot. Just
school investigated and discovered a student had brought a gun on campus. Officials say the gun was never used to threaten anyone. The student was arrested and is facing criminal charges.
So is he facing criminal charges for the vape or for the gun?
Well, I've got a couple of questions. That is one. And two, was it a mandatory fuck you, you have no rights, we're going to search you? Not that I'm condoning that he had a weapon to begin with, but I don't understand.
So it says right here, before classes started, Vero Beach High School administrators found several students in the restroom whom they suspected were vaping.
Okay. Well, it's
the admins brought the students to the school's front office, and a student resource deputy searched their bags. So at least he didn't strip search them, because God knows where they would have been storing that gun.
True.
So
thank God he didn't have any vapes on him. Boy, that was close, huh?
Yeah, but they were suspected. That, I mean, after that, it doesn't say anything about.
So we don't know if it was a legal search, an illegal search. It doesn't matter.
Well, they only suspected them of
right,
having
but he's
vape.
18, and he may have voluntarily said, "Sure, search my bag," which I doubt, but whatever, it's okay. I'm just trying to cover the base. That's all.
Well, it says here, this comes just 1 week after a student was arrested at William T. Dwyer High School in Palm Beach Gardens for similarly bringing a gun to campus. And this isn't the first time a gun was found at that school. On March 10th, an 18-year-old student was arrested for possessing a gun, along with a similar case. So it seems like these Florida kids, they ain't got no limits.
There's a gun epidemic in Florida in the schools.
So you can never say the word gun and epidemic in the same sentence ever again, sir. I'm now going to play your game and hand you some demerits, sir.
Oh my God. Well, they can't legally possess those until they're 21.
What, handguns?
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, they can possess them. I guess they can't. Never mind.
So yeah, Peggy says, Florida man. I have a friend who's an internet friend. He's not a real friend. His name is Mike Barron, and Mike Barron is a comic book writer, and he's written for all the he's written for The Punisher, he's written for Batman, he's written for a bunch of different things, and he actually just released issue 2 of a comic book that he writes called Florida Man.
Mm-hmm.
You should definitely check that out. So there's a person on Twitch offering to promote my channel. You see that, Kevin?
I see it.
For a small fee, I can get my Twitch channel, which is sort of an afterthought anyway.
Listen, all of our finances on this show go through the FDA Tobacco Corporation over in DC. Just bill them.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds good.
It's all right.
I agree with having the FDA pay for the promotion of my show. No problems whatsoever. Wow,
the Lung Association on occasion will.
I would actually send money to the Prince of Nigeria before I would, talking about internet scams.
You think the Heart Association, maybe they could probably pay a bill or two for us? I hope.
Well, that would be nice, but
it would be nice.
Not sure that they're stupid enough.
All right, so underage access of weapons is a concern down there, but nobody cares.
Not for an 18-year-old. I mean, 18, you can buy a handgun. You can go serve the military. I don't think so. I think it's 18.
I thought it was nationally. It was 21.
I bought my first handgun when I was 18, Kevin. I don't know about you.
Oh my God! Now I gotta look. Last I remember, it was 20. I thought it was maybe it's Ohio that's 21. I thought it was federal 21.
Well, those damn Ohioans, they're kind of stupid, but Yeah.
Maybe another list I'm on.
This week I went on an internet search, and I'm still currently trying to find this, Kevin. So the Houston Oilers is no longer a real NFL team, but I really want a Houston Oilers ball cap. So I'm currently trying to find one that is in my size because they only come in fitted, and apparently I have a big head. So if anybody sees a Houston Oilers ball cap, that let me know. But
you want one?
Well, I've been searching for them, and now there's an advertisement for them on the next screen. I will show you, Kevin. So
okay,
I just wanted everybody to understand, the context of this Houston Oilers ball cap ad that is currently on my screen here. So this one seriously affects you, Kevin. It says here, e-cigarette users are at risk of suffering from respiratory, brain-related issues.
I just need to pay more attention to this.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Hey, Addie's bringing up rig mods. I actually have one of their devices that is a limited edition Texas rig mod that has never been used ever.
Ooh.
Still in the box and everything. Because I don't have any desire to use it. But I saw it and I was like, I want that because it has Texas on it. So it says here, use of e-cigarettes can prove fatal, Kevin, due to threats of lung, oral, and mouth cancers, warns expert.
Yeah.
And there's a stock footage of a person using a Juul. Pakistan has witnessed an alarming increase in electronic cigarettes, which, contrary to popular belief, are not safer than traditional cigarettes, and in fact, put their users at risk of respiratory, oral, and brain-related issues. The use of e-cigarettes poses long-term harm to the development of the brain and the respiratory system, and also has adverse effects on individuals' IQ.
I think they're reading this wrong. It was them that was. Never mind.
This is why James is the way he is. That's all I'm saying.
Jarvis?
No.
Or James.
James are in the chat room right now because I'm punishing him right now. So I'm singling him out tonight. He's the target, Kevin.
Is he the target?
Yes. Dr. Malik Riaz Khan, now Shira's government hospital Pobby's principal medical officer. Now Shira's government hospital Pobby's principal medical officer. That's a lot of weird words together, Kevin. That's
what's wrong.
I'm reading verbatim. I'm not skipping shit. That is the actual. Now Shira's government hospital Pobby's PABBI 'S principal medical officer has warned that regular use of e-cigarettes can prove fatal due to threats of lung, oral, and mouth cancers. Citing reports, he said, about 6.2 of the population using vaping / e-cigarettes, while 15.9 million, 12.4%, used smokeless tobacco. So he's saying in his country of Pakistan, 6.2% of the population use vaping or e-cigarettes, and 15.9 15.9 million, which is 12.4%, use smokeless tobacco. And all of the rest, because I've been to Pakistan and people smoke light. 10 packs a day.
Yeah, like we did.
Are smoking. The young adults, especially college and university students, when consumed these products, do not realize the long-term harmful impacts of e-cigarettes, and at a later stage expose them to serious lung-related diseases, nicotine addiction, depression, and anxiety, and apparently stupidity, Kevin, because he said it lowers your IQ. Meanwhile, Khyber, Pakhtunkhwas, Blue Veins, and Principal Alliance for Sustainable Tobacco Control have also urged the provincial government and authorities concerned to remain vigilant of the manipulative ways of the tobacco industry, stressing the need for concerted efforts to combat these nefarious strategies, Kevin.
It's hard to write an article with the mirror. It really is.
Nefarious. They're nefarious. Yeah. Okay. Governments and civil society organizations must remain active and vigilant against third parties and front groups that are working with the support of the tobacco industry, stated Sana Ahmad, program coordinator of Blue Veins.
Of course they did.
That's a weird name for an NGO, Kevin. Blue Veins, a civil society organization. These entities are working on the behest and support of tobacco companies, pushing agendas that serve the industry's interest and ignoring public health.
That's right.
Yes. E-cigarettes often contain nicotine, an addictive substance that can cause increased heart rate, high blood pressure, and negative changes in brain function. The phenomenon especially concerns young people as their brains are still developing, she said. Jason says this article sounds like an AI wrote it. Well, there are some gaps in some language here. I'm just saying, and I'm not. It is possible that this is translated from Farsi or whatever language they speak in Pakistan.
Goopity gook.
I am not saying that, Kevin. That's not right.
Goopity goop.
That's another two demerits for you.
Goopity goop.
Yes, because we know that is not a real language. The one I said is real. Farsi is a real language, Kevin.
Well, I didn't know what that was.
And I know they don't speak Hindi because that's India. So I know that
Scooby-Dooian?
Pakistan has their own language, but I don't know what it's called. Punjab or something. No, that's Indian too. Oh, no, I don't know. It could be, actually. Anyway. Meanwhile, Dr. Qazi Shabazz, that one I can Qazi, Qazi, that's pretty much Karzi or Kazi. Well, Farsi is not only Iranian, it's spoken in a lot of Middle Eastern countries. Jason, chairman of the Provincial Doctors Association, is of the view that in protecting public health and preventing a new generation of falling prey to nicotine addiction and its harmful consequences, the vaping industry cannot be allowed to undo the progress made in tobacco control so far. Jeffrey just showed up, Kevin.
He's an opinionist.
Inhaling the vapor from e-cigarettes can lead to respiratory problems, and some studies suggest that e-cigarette aerosol can irritate the airways and cause inflammation, leading to coughing, wheezing, and shortness of breath, he said, as well as, again, stupidity, because it up above, he says it lowers people's IQ.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Man, I'm only going to vape until I lose 10 IQ points, but then after that, I'm stopping, Kevin.
It's too late. It's way too late.
This story is actually causing me Urdu. Thank you, Addy. Urdu is the language of the Pakistani people.
Urdu. I bid you Urdu? Is that what you mean?
There you go again. You're making all sorts of inappropriate comments and jokes on YouTube that could get us kicked off of the channel.
I bid you Urdu.
Racially insensitive jokes, Kevin.
Oh my God, calm down.
That's another 2 demerits. We may end up kicked off and over at the Rumbles full time if Kevin keeps this up.
How about Erdur?
Oh, damn it, Kevin.
See? There? See? Yeah.
Cases of severe lung injury associated with vaping or e-cigarettes have also been reported. The harmful habit can also cause symptoms such as chest pain and difficulty in breathing, and in some cases, it can be fatal.
That's what happens when I read these articles with you.
Yeah. Stressing a result-oriented plan at a higher level to prevent the spread of e-cigarettes. Owing to the risks posed by e-cigarettes, the Provincial Alliance for Sustainable Tobacco Control has called for an immediate ban on vapes and e-cigarettes in Pakistan. But keep smoking, buddies, because the government makes money off of that.
Those are proven to be safe and effective.
Yeah. The alliance has demanded aligning policies with recent directives. So when the WHO sends out a list of things that they would like to be done, Kevin, those are not listed as suggestions. Those are listed as directives.
Directives. Do as you're told.
Directives from the WHO. We're gonna talk about some WHO shenanigans later over on the place that we can't be banned on. Just
on the
That's just forewarning you.
Huh.
Yeah. The alliance has demanded aligning policies with recent directives from the WHO, which recommended that governments should treat e-cigarettes similarly to traditional tobacco products and enforce a complete ban on them for the sake of... So how can you treat this exactly like you would a traditional cigarette and then turn around and ban them in countries that haven't already banned cigarettes?
Well, I guess
that's a double shoe right there. I mean, they're trying to misdirect you.
Double plus good.
Yeah.
Let's pretend for 5 seconds these are exactly the same as cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then fuck off.
See now this next thing I want you to see if you can pick up the terrorist related language in this next one.
You mean mine or theirs?
No, in theirs. Coordinator, of KP's tobacco control cell.
Oh Lord.
Ajmal Shah has said that new trends in the use of tobacco products are enticing the youths with cigarettes like quitting smoking and start vaping, and such slogans should be discouraged.
Anytime I hear "sell," it's an automatic cue.
Yeah, well, it sounds like we're going to call this tobacco. It's not going to be called tobacco control anymore, Kevin. It's going to be called tobacco terrorism.
It's a cult.
Unfortunately,
It's a cult.
Yes. Unfortunately, these moves are attracting people, especially youngsters, towards the use of e-cigarettes, vaping, and heated tobacco products. See, now that you see how they're throwing in the HTPs in the middle of there, they haven't spoken about HTPs, and all of a sudden they're throwing HTPs in there.
Yeah.
It is pertinent to know that KP, in a significant move, has imposed Section 144 to ban the storage, sale, and use of e-cigarettes and vapes to minors within the vicinity of educational institutions in the province. So it's only illegal in Pakistan to sell e-cigarettes to minors if they are near a school. So shouldn't you? I mean, if you're gonna call it something a significant move,
right?
Yes, Addy, there's an ad, but then when I click on it, they don't have it in my size. I have a big head, remember? Smack Addy. Gonna just
there,
just like that. Anyway, yeah, don't you think that a more significant move would be to completely make it illegal to sell e-cigarettes to kids under the age of 18 anywhere, not just near schools?
Yeah.
I would think that would be more significant.
The cigarettes are okay, so everything's fine.
Well, when I was in that part of the world the last time, it was, yes, I did try that place, Jason. They didn't have it in my big head size. I want this one here that's on the ad, right? This one right here, the Pro Ball.
Just get a regular one and a bungee cord. You'll be fine.
Shut up. Yeah. Anyway, the decision has been taken in wake of the alarming increase of the use of e-cigarettes and vaping devices, particularly among children and youth in the province, according to the notification issued by KP Home Department. The order imposed a complete ban on the sale of e-cigarettes and vapes to individuals below the age of 21 throughout the province. Oh, well, that's not what this says up here. This says within the vicinity of educational institutions in the province. This down here says throughout the province.
I guess you're going to have to clarify. Do you have a big head or is it swelled? Big noggins.
I mean, technically on this one, this is a snapback and it has this kind of thing, but this hat is only available in the fitted without the snap.
Get two. Do they have the snapback or do they have the belt thing?
No, they're fitted, dummy.
Oh,
you have to order it in your exact size.
Well, tell them your exact size and make them order one.
Well, they only have one size available, and I can't wear a 7.5. Dumbass. Really pissing me off already, Kevin.
So cigarettes over there are safe. Is that what we gathered?
Well, I mean, they are. I believe if I do a little bit of research, I could find that the government of Pakistan probably owns the means of production of combustible cigarettes in their country, or at least all of the tobacco. I'm pretty sure that Pakistan is on the list.
Okay. All righty then.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah, let me see here. We got a little video clip here, Kev. Let me share the screen over here.
Yes, he did. Huge.
Huge.
It's huge.
It's fucking huge. That's why it's huge.
You're not going to show a sex scandal again, are you? Because I don't want to see that shit. All right.
It's highlighting the dangers of e-cigarettes and vaping. Researchers at the Cleveland Clinic tested different devices and flavors to see how they would impact cells in the airway. And they discovered that they all caused harm, no matter the device or the flavors introduced. The doctors say that the combination of flavor and nicotine is the worst. They also learned that the use of e-cigarettes or vapes can put a person at greater risk for viral infections like RSV. Now to help.
He was going to say RSV. but you know, he got cut off on the RS.
What the fuck was that?
Those Cleveland Clinic guys, those guys are geniuses, Kevin.
Good Lord.
We've never been able to discount a single thing that they've said.
It's as if now correct me, everybody, anybody, all of you, every fucking one of you, I invite to correct me if I'm wrong. It's as if some guy named Patrick or some girl named Patty is sitting some fucking where in a hole, like 300 feet down in the ground. And then all of a sudden they have this idea and they go, I think I'm going to research e-cigarettes. And then they just do what they think. And then they spurt this bullshit out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how this is really going now?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking Patties and Patricks.
Mm-hmm.
They're everywhere.
All right. Here. This is one that you sent, Kevin. You're responsible for this nonsense.
That's fine. Let's see what it is. I forget. This is fucking.
So TPE, which is Tobacco Products Expo 24.
Yeah,
FDA will participate and set up a booth in the vape area.
I didn't know there were 23 other ones, but I remember something about Vegas.
Oh, they hold this in Vegas every year, Kevin.
I remember Vegas being a point. I think Fig had gone. Is this where he went? Maybe
bunches of people go to this one that we know.
Well,
there's a lot of people. I mean, it's the biggest one in the country.
So I've
cigars, cigarettes, chewing tobacco, smokeless tobacco.
I'm I'm
vaping.
kind of concerned for these FDA employees who may or may not end up with a problem, and maybe they should have guards. I don't know. I found it amusing that they're going to set up. They probably have before. It just came across my eye. I don't know if it's true. I don't give a shit. I just think it's funny.
Well, see, what I'm thinking is that the FDA is going to set up a booth in the vaping area so that all the vape companies can come there and get guidance on their PMTAs, Kevin.
Oh, see, now I was thinking that they could go over there and school them like children because they don't understand what they're.
Well, no, because again, remember what they said when they got their ruling in the last case is we're going to do whatever the fuck we're going to do, Kev. I mean,
right?
It doesn't matter what the FDA says. We're gonna deny all those applications anyway. So
I hope if anybody's listening and then they go, that there's a report that says they acted like they listened and they acted like they cared, but they're still not going to do shit. That way I could know, because I'd love to know.
Well, Dale says that Dale's got actually a good point. They're going to be handing out FDA approved vape products.
Oh, I want one.
So
I want one from that show with a picture. I want one.
They're going to give Enjoys out, and they're going to give whatever other, I don't know the names of any other approved products. But
are you serious, or are you pulling my leg?
I think he's pulling your leg.
Damn it.
You can't be that stupid, Kevin. I'm just
I didn't see him in Lexington. It's the only convention I went to.
Dale did a flyby right there. He just flew right past your head.
You clipped me right in the ear.
He's like, damn, I thought that dullard was going to move. He ran right into that one. So it says here on January 31st, the Total Product Expo, TPE 24, Tobacco Exhibition will kick off in Las Vegas, Nevada. According to data from 2First, the number of companies related to vaping participating in this exhibition exceeds 200. So 200 vape companies are going to be there.
I want them to flood that fucking. I want them to run out of pamphlets.
So, do you think? So, no. Here's the stupid thing, though, Kevin.
Yeah.
So FDA is going to be there with a notepad and a pencil.
Yeah.
And they're going to write the name down of every company that's at the expo and cite each and every one of them if they sell a single product.
Well,
or they give out a single product.
Well, that's illegal, right? That's an illegal thing, and that's an act. Yeah.
So, I mean, really, they could get rid of 200 companies in one fell swoop.
No, they're just going to send strongly worded letters.
I don't know about the strongly worded letters. I don't think that I think they're realizing those don't work.
Brian's going to be there going, stop that now. Cut that out before I have to fine you.
It says, from the list of exhibitors, 2First also noticed that the FDA Center for Tobacco Products, the direct regulatory agency for e-cigarettes in the United States, will also participate in this exhibition. Their booth number is 10176, located in the e-cigarette pavilion, right there beside Shenzhen Green Sun Technology and Boulder International. If that's Boulder that made the Boulder refillable pod with the USB plug, those things were great. I liked those. I might actually still have one over here in the cabinet somewhere. Yeah. So there's I really love that they're right across the thing
from the crack and kratom.
From the kratom.
Well, Patrick,
now
don't you
farm?
Don't you think right there? This is where we're going to be, rather than pick us a spot. And then our friend John over here. Look at this. My very good friend John. Look at John's booth here. John's got like the big old huge mega thing with this big huge booth. You know. Yeah.
I really miss John's check. John used to write nice checks to pay for the show. Back then, we could afford to do the podcast still.
So, I've got the tinfoil hat that says, they're gonna walk around to the booth and they're gonna converse with folks who are saving their lives and finding a better alternative to cigarettes.
I really hope that they just walk across the hallway right here and arrest these people right here at the kratom.
And then of course, there's my bunny hop inside of me that just says they're going to be inundated with fucking stupidity.
So it says here, according to past experiences, regulatory authorities from countries such as Italy, Germany, and Indonesia have participated in e-cigarette exhibitions. These regulatory bodies generally adopt two types of participation. One way is similar to how the FDA participated in TPE 24 by setting up exhibition booths to closely observe market trends and conduct regulatory publicity activities. Another way is without having an exhibition booth, but they would enter the exhibition, conduct inspections. In such cases, on-site law enforcement is usually carried out to crack down on illegal e-cigarette related products. See, look at what Jason says right there. See, I told you guys that shit's not good for you. It's dangerous as fuck. Just saying. Currently, it is unclear what the specific purpose of FDA's participation in the exhibition is. However, Two First will closely monitor the event and provide or promptly report relevant information to our readers. In addition, after the exhibition, Two First will be hosting a deep sharing session on the TPE exhibition and U.S. market in February 6th. During this event, the global executive editor-in-chief of Two First, Yuna Hao, and the U.S. team will be sharing the latest discoveries from the exhibition, delving into the trends of American products and policy directions. To find out more information, scan this QR code.
Now, I don't really recognize the Two First things. I've seen them a couple times now.
They're event organizers, Kevin.
The Two First things?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't positive of the source, and I didn't really look into it. I just saw it, and I was like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
This will be good.
99.9% sure they're the organizers of.
Hey, maybe they'll do some air quality control stuff. Yeah, you think?
These are Chinese people, Kevin. The
FDA, doofus.
Oh, no.
I'm saying the FDA.
Why would they ever do anything that they know the results of, Kevin? We already know that there's not going to be anything dangerous in the air. So why in the fuck do you think that they would actually waste money and do that?
I just hope Ryan's there with his epidemiologist ass so he can learn.
He's not going to
participate. What?
He's just going to be there I'm telling you. Jason says he thinks that they're an Asian news outlet. I for some reason thought that they were the organizer because they're doing a symposium after the event. That's why I thought. But anyway, yeah, Brian King ain't gonna go there. Don't be a dumbass. Swear to God, Kevin. Sometimes you say stupid.
So the FDA showing up is going to be called Two Fists. What?
That they're going to be there to write down names. They're like the hall monitor, Kevin.
Speaking
of,
they're
going to be there so that they can rat out everybody that's there and say these motherfuckers are still selling illegal products. Let's bust their asses.
They're not listening to us.
They're gonna say, "Hey, Dick Durbin, write another firmly worded letter." See, nada.
Stupid or Schumer. Well, she looks concerned.
To steer teens away from cigarettes, and while there are less teens who are smoking cigarettes, they're now turning to a new way to get their nicotine: vaping.
Huh. A new way?
Huh.
Is this?
Jeez. Who'd have thunk it?
New? Like 15 years in and they're calling it new? Oh, well.
Well.
Newswatch 12's Brinkley Hill deeper dive into how schools are being affected by vaping and how they believe teens would benefit from further resources.
Today, I spoke to the director of security at the Medford School District. Ron Haveneer said that schools are doing as much education.
Okay, I have to call BS on this real quick. This person's name is Brinkley Hill.
Well, it's a stage name, but yeah.
Brinkley.
They don't use their real names.
They're trying to be David Brinkley. You know, I mean that's a respected name in news right there. David Brinkley. He was a real journalist. But Brinkley Hill, I'm calling B. Nobody names their daughter Brinkley.
Well, maybe they did. Who knows?
And she looks 12.
I mean, 14, maybe 14.
She's got makeup on, but you can see she can barely cover this. She's got a pimple right here on her, right beside her.
Stop it.
She's got a little acne still.
Educating as they can, but ultimately vaping is changing so quickly it's hard to continuously know what to look for. Javier said not only
it's so hard to find, Kevin. Look around, and if you see kids blowing stuff out of their mouth that looks kind of like smoke, but there's no cigarette, then you know they're vaping. I mean,
well, it's so new that it's changing rapidly. Gaslighting is real.
It looks like this. If you see that from a teenager, then you probably should talk to them. Just saying.
Only is vaping targeting towards teens through flavored nicotine products, but also making vapes look like highlighters, thumb drives, and making them easier to hide.
I have never, I'm going to go back to this thumb drive thing, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a computer genius by any measure of the word, computer genius.
Nor are you a regular genius.
I do know that this does not look like a thumb drive. And I do know that I've never seen in all the years that I've been vaping a device that looks like a thumb drive. I've seen a device that looks.
That's a scan
disc.
disc.
That is here. Let me make you big.
That's a thumb drive, ain't it?
That is a thumb drive, Kevin. I have one similar to that over on the other computer, but I'm not.
I have a few. There's other ones that are about the same size though.
Is that what you keep your porn on?
Yes.
So that you're
actually that one is all Logan. Every bit of it.
Well, I won't make a joke about that.
Huh?
I said I won't make a joke about that.
Oh no, he'll be here next week, in lieu of you, of course. Oh, by the way, I'm trying to keep my flashlight from breaking too on my.
Is that your flashlight? What?
Flashlight.
That's all right. Jason has already been recruited to be the Kevin for next week.
I saw Al, so it's also on my. These are good for flashlights as well, young man. Just in case. Get my ugly.
And Dale is correct. A Juul charging on the Wi-Fi adapter or on the laptop.
Yeah,
did kind of look like a Wi-Fi adapter. It did look like a little antenna. I will.
Oh, the one where they had like the 30-inch one. The researchers.
No, they just had a little plug that went into the side of your laptop in the USB, and the magnetic, the little.
I know, Zippy. I have a meme of a study that showed it was like, and I think Juka is the one that made it. It was like they measured it in centimeters, I think, and it was like 30 inches is what it ended up being. So we had a meme showing the Jules this fucking low. Anyway.
Okay.
I'll fix your ass. Ha ha ha. There you go. See? Yeah. What?
Hide in backpacks and sweatshirts. MSD tries to keep students from turning to vaping and other drugs through health education, especially relying on a partnership with Medford Police.
Just say no. That's the information program that they use, Kevin.
Before you
to stay up to date with the most recent cool dating item.
I mean, when you think about how companies are
before what?
Before you move on, I want our audience to be sure to understand that it's brand new. It's so new we don't know anything. And they're targeting the kids, and the kids can hide them, and there's all kinds of stuff to. What in the fuck are you listening to? Go ahead.
This is a brand new news report talking about the new fad of vaping, Kevin.
Gaslighting. Double plus good. It's okay. Calm down.
Yeah.
Making these so easy to hide. You really got to be paying attention and up on what the most current thing is to look for.
MSC does that by also educating teachers on what.
I'm not to make fun of this guy, Kevin,
Well, he's not hiding
He's the
anything. in his
director of
hair,
security for the
really.
school.
Yeah.
Right.
Easy to hide. You really got to be paying attention and up on what the most current thing is to look for.
MSC does that by also educating teachers on what vapes look like. But anytime a student is caught with nicotine paraphernalia, their penalty is watching an educational video on why vaping is bad for their health. Javier said something that is really lacking is not only more prevention education to get ahead of addiction, but schools are also lacking addiction treatment and resources.
Any level of funding for help and prevention, or how to help students get off of addiction, or those resources would be beneficial, but I'm not aware of the state contributing in that manner.
Javier said the best prevention starts at home, while schools will...
Damn right. Parents, do your job.
Nobody says
Kevin
access
says the
compliance
parenting
enforcement
is an action verb.
Well, beyond that, access, compliance, and enforcement are ignored.
No, and, we need
because we need money. Exactly.
Stephen says that they need money. Yeah.
Will educate and monitor students best they can. Parents need to do the same from home. In studio, I'm Brinkley Hill, Newswatch 12.
It's the only sentence I actually enjoyed.
And then there's an ad for some sort of
what the fuck
creepy game.
Oh, you're making my freaking head hurt already.
Which really fucked up, Kevin, is the very next commercial, which you didn't hear because I took it off screen, was an advertisement for a cannabis company.
Well,
I see this ad for Mood Cannabis on YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
But they'll allow advertisement for cannabis on their platform that is visually that's available to anybody in any country.
Yeah.
Even where it's not legal. But you can't advertise tobacco products, which are legal, cigarettes, for example, which are legal in every state in the United States.
They are.
So, I'm kind of confused, though. I mean,
well, it's just not fair. Yes, Michelle, I got my best sleep during timeout.
You didn't get timed out.
Midland teachers.
I timed James out earlier. I put him in the corner.
Did you really?
I did.
Why?
I didn't actually time him out as in timing him out on the app. I just told him that he had to go sit in the corner. I did. And he complied because...
He complied? I will not.
See, he's crying about it in the chat right now. See,
take me down.
He's crying.
Mute me up, take me down, knock me out, whatever you got.
We don't do any of that though. We never mute people, Kevin, unless they're porn bot, and porn bot is effectively blocked. So unless they've changed their ID.
Louder, James, louder. Throw a link in there.
You can't.
Watch Patrick's head turn red.
He's not allowed. He doesn't have a wrench. Only people with wrenches can put links in, dummy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's one of the bonuses of having. And see, I accidentally closed the other window.
Yeah.
The other all the tabs that were on the other monitor. So I'm slowly but surely opening all the tabs again, and I just opened the Rumble screen for the actual live broadcast of today's show, and they're running a commercial during my show.
Let's see.
So I guess I'm monetized, but if I skip the ad, I lose like 1/10 of a 100th of a cent. So
well, you don't want to do that.
I'm waiting for the ad to complete because I want to get that 1/10 of a 100th of a cent.
Look, James said you're number one. I like that. I love.
He's just mad because that's the only finger emoji that they allow.
There's a pointy one.
Yeah, well, there is that one. I forgot about that one. They don't have the one he really wanted to throw.
Yeah, I got my own. Now he's throwing wrenches.
So this is a really long commercial.
They're
over here on the rumbles. It's pretty long commercial. I should be getting a whole cent for that, not just 1/10 of 100th of a cent.
At least.
Well, especially since there's like lots of $100 bills on this commercial. They're just counting out the money. Counting out the money.
Is it an FDA
ad? See, there's another hat advertisement. Kevin, this story actually affects you.
I see. Yeah.
Let me slap this one up here.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let me share this screen. This one affects you. It says, I'll have to close the ad for New Era hats, even though there's another one right here. It says Ohio will allow the return of flavored tobacco and fruity vapes after being banned in cities.
Now, number one, before you even shed one syllable on this, other than what you have, Ohio OHVTA, I don't think they've changed their name. I want to thank them for their work. Two, how many have closed and nobody gives a fuck at this point, 3 years later, you know? So,
you mean to tell me that the flavored fruity vapes have been banned in cities in Ohio?
As far as I know, they were.
Not in all cities, because the governor put a law in place.
In all cities.
Yeah,
any ban is a bad ban. Any ban.
The wine. But anyway, here, let me make this bigger. There's a video here. Let me do this. Let me grab this doohickey and drag it all the way over to the beginning. Important. Oh, I definitely hate this video player here that they have on their website.
It's an override that has small business tobacco stores excited for what they hope is a return in business. However, it has organizations like the American Heart Association worried about the groups they say the tobacco industry targets.
We're really trying to get the word out about just how big of a public health issue this is, and how we're really trying to protect our children.
They're protecting the children, Kevin, by making their parents continue to smoke regular cigarettes.
That's right.
Yep.
American Heart Association is calling this veto a backslide. They want tobacco regulation to be a local government decision.
They should be taking care of their own communities and not have quote unquote big brother or big sister stepping in and kind of superseding what they feel is right for their community.
So this is actually a big brother organization.
I was just going to say,
using the threat of Big Brother.
Mr. Hicks, fuck you. How's that? Fuck you. Is he with the Heart Association? Is that who he is?
Yes.
I expect no less.
These are his own personal artworks on the wall behind him as well. Like he painted those.
I think there's 2 studies that he concluded right there.
Columbus banned flavored tobacco and e-cigarettes. That went into effect on January 1st.
I think when you look at the underlying data about regulating tobacco, whether it's tobacco 21 or vape products, flavored tobacco, and just the significant amount of impact negatively it has on our juveniles and our kids, the evidence is overwhelming.
A year ago, Governor DeWine vetoed a similar bill regarding the sale of flavored tobacco. Lawmakers included the same provision in the state budget.
Now, they're talking about e-cigarettes and vaping, but did you see that pre-rolled dank woods tobacco?
Everything's tobacco now, Patrick. Calm down.
Well, that was THC, though. I mean,
this summer,
right.
DeWine vetoed it again. However, the override became official today. It's a move some tobacco shops are hoping brings back business.
Well, so they're worried about flavored tobacco.
It's a move some tobacco
Delta
shops
8
are
with a
hoping
picture of Mona Lisa smoking a joint.
Mm-hmm.
This is called the Relief Center.
It's all inclusive,
Disposable vapes,
Patrick.
Delta 8, glass pipes, hookah, wax, vaporizers, kratom.
Yeah.
It seems like they have one little window
Yeah.
square up here with disposable vapes, but all of the fucking shit I can see.
And it's disposables. They're not just, yeah.
Comes back business.
Well, a lot of stores have to close down. Small businesses who only do vapes have to close down.
Trent Johnson says he's seen stores close down, friends lose jobs, and customers tell him they just go outside city limits.
Our customers even said like they could go over to Westerville and just get a vape. So like, yes, it's hard to say like to hear a customer say I could just go over here and buy that. And it's like, well, there's nothing we can do about that.
City Attorney Zach Klein says while he has sympathy for these small businesses, for the city, it's about looking out for public health.
But
No, it
regardless of whether you think that we should have tobacco regulation.
Stand against the Columbus flavor ban. Ban strawberry, grape, blueberry, menthol, mint, watermelon, cinnamon, ice cream, all the flavors you love. Approved. Cigarettes and tobacco. So I don't know if that's OHVTA there, but
no.
You know that, yeah.
Regulation or not, cities still should have the ability to make that decision for themselves. And as the city attorney, it's further erosion by the legislature in the city's ability to have home rule to make decisions for itself.
So the city attorney, Patrick,
The bill is
let me get this straight for my little brain, because you know how my brain doesn't work real well after 9 o'clock at night. The law is 21. He clarified that, right?
Yes.
So you gotta be 21 to buy any tobacco product. That's a federal law now. And some states haven't completely done their thing, but it's 21. Fuck off.
It's still federal, yeah.
So it's federal law. It's 21. So at what point do you say the city attorney doesn't know how to do his job and enforce the law without banning adults from having their fucking product?
Well, because the American Lung Association, American Cancer Society, the Truth Initiative, Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, all of those people, when they do their local lobbying, which they do, they go to cities and they say, we'll cut you a $10,000 check for your Department of Health if you institute these vape ordinances. Here's a stack, pick a couple. As long as none of your punishments
hurt the children,
target the kids.
That's right. So I've said this, I've written it down. They've recreated the problem from 18-year-olds to now 21-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. To keep themselves in a job. Okay.
Right. So when Texas passed their law creating the diversionary tactic by sending them to the diversionary programs, the American Lung Association, American Cancer Society, Truth Initiative, Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, all individually or together wrote a firmly worded letter.
They are bribes, Dale.
Saying we disagree with your decision to punish the children.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
The reason why the city attorney likes to do it this way is because he can write fines to the shops to create revenue for his department. Yes.
I'll be darned. Looky there. Who'd have thunk it?
Yeah.
Is expected to take effect in about 90 days, meaning the flavored tobacco bans in cities like Columbus will have to be lifted by then. Columbus City Attorney Zach Klein says he plans to file a lawsuit against the state to protect the work Columbus has done. Local for you at the State House. I'm Isabel Cleary, NBC4.
So I said 3 years, and I don't know if I'm going to be corrected or not. I don't see James in our room. I think this has been going on for 3 years. Last year, I believe, they had a hearing. They wouldn't let everyone speak. They wouldn't even let half of them in because they said it was too crowded. And then they had a second scheduling for it, and then they did it anyway. And DeWine has very little balls to begin with. They're very small. They're mite-sized balls to begin with. Just so you know.
Oh, Kevin, that's not very nice.
Just making sure everybody understands it. That's all. You don't want him to be the president?
So, Kev.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Do you know
Loosely call you? I loosely called you sir, by the way. Let the record be noted for that.
Are you aware?
Is it Vape Cat's tweet of the week thing?
No, it's Vape Cat's X of the week.
X.
Even in the show notes, if you go through the show notes,
I don't read your freaking
right
show.
beside where I said X post of the week. I said yes, Kevin. It is X post.
Did you really?
Yes. Here, let me present this. I have the show notes open on Facebook currently. So
you're calling me out live. Look at that.
Look at that. X post of the week. No, Kevin, they are not tweets.
That's funny.
Right there.
Peggy he's calling me trouble.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
There you go.
Are you ready?
You had a couple, didn't you? I think.
Yeah. Yeah. We have 4 total.
You had one that I was going to give you. You sent it, and then like 5 minutes later, I got on, and then you'd already sent it.
You're slow. You're slow as molasses, Kevin.
Yeah, that's.
It's time for the Vape Cats X of the week.
Wow. So this is the one that you sent.
Yes.
This is from Hello Amy Snow. And Amy is an anti-war, pro-Trump Irish American, and she's in nursing school.
Well,
according to her profile and her rather, blonde looking.
Well, that'll learn you. Just stay where you are. We are not allowed to say anything positive about nicotine today, but in 1991 they were. Now, most of you have probably. I didn't even give you the link. Probably have seen this or something like it, but it's the same link that I've seen 100 times. So
it's highlighted right here. Nicotine in its pure form has the potential to be a valuable pharmaceutical agent.
Yeah. But it's not.
And then over here, it says nicotine may result in 1, positive reinforcement. 3, reduction. I don't know why you didn't put positive in body weight. Enhancement of performance. Kevin needs as much enhancement of his performance as possible.
Well, thanks for noticing.
And protection against Parkinson's disease, Tourette's disease, Alzheimer's disease, ulcerative colitis, and sleep apnea. Which, sleep apnea can be quite deadly.
I had not seen. I don't remember seeing the apnea part before. But anyway,
I've never seen that either. But
I don't recall that one.
That was a good catch, Kevin.
So it's not whatever the wording was. Pharmaceutical. What was the word?
Pharmaceutical agent.
Oh, a valuable. It's not a valuable pharmaceutical agent because it's a natural chemical that they can't patent.
Well, all pharmaceuticals. Well, not all, but very many pharmaceuticals are natural, Kevin.
Right, but they can't use nicotine to patent it for some reason. I can't remember why now. I forget.
You can patent certain your own unique formulations. Juul has a patent on nicotine.
Versions of right, delivery, whatever.
But just because you use the word pharmaceutical, that has nothing to do with pharma, big pharma. But the word pharmaceutical just means, beneficial, drug agent. But anyway,
do that.
No. So I have 2 from the same person tonight, Kevin.
Yeah.
So I'll actually give you credit for this one because it was the first one that you So it says here, Davos liked their nicotine pouches. Wonder why Senator Schumer didn't try one. Well, he wasn't. I don't know that he was there, or he would have gotten his orders to not say anything bad about.
Look at that.
Because there's a big display here,
In the snow, I love it.
This is from the Consumer Choice Center, who are, smart people that are our friends. We like those guys. Those are. So a little bit of Swedish harm reduction at the consumer choice on the Swiss mountaintop, Davos 2024. I wish Yale would have let me go with him, but he's a Quebecois American consumer advocate and a writer on smart policy, tech abundance, deputy director of Consumer Choice Center.
Better smash that. Yeah, thank you very fucking much. You're welcome.
But I was fully aware of him before because the next tweet is one that is from him that I actually had already included in here. He says, it's really quite simple. Don't ban books, booze, Bitcoin, nicotine, nuclear energy, oil pipelines, free trade, immigration, social media, large sodas, Cuban cigars, porn, free speech, happy hours, single-use plastics, freedom of contract, and you'll have a happy, prosperous society.
You know, I saw
nicotine
today
is number 4 on the list. I totally agree with that.
I think it's Yale, right? Is it how you would pronounce it?
I would say his name is Yale.
I saw from Figster, one of my favorite people in the world, he pointed out that cigarettes are single use. That's nice. I like that. Just so you know.
Well, I don't know that they're single use because I puff on them 4 or 5 times. And according to the people that are trying to ban single use vapes, they think that you just take one puff and you get 2 whole packs of cigarettes in one puff.
No, it's like 740 packs. I think we're up to 740.
Yeah. Well, some of them say, oh, there's as much as 2 packs of cigarettes in that one thing. Yeah.
Yep.
So the next one that I found is, again, my plan is to find people outside of our circle and highlight how, they say smart things every once in a while on Twitter that I see. So this is from Bowtide Maker. He's a gentleman designer.
Okay.
He's a product visualization and design. So he has nothing to do with us.
Right.
It says, ever wonder why stimulants are banned and downers like weed are glamorized and promoted? People fueled by caffeine, nicotine, and stims can't be controlled.
That should be on a coffee mug.
The entire goal of the communist is to devolve your life into the dark grayness of mediocrity.
Yeah.
Rage against the dull.
That reminds me of a thing I read, and I don't know where, and I can't remember why or what it was from, but they wanted to stop making front porches on homes because they thought people, I don't know when this happened or what it's referring to. I don't know the era. They thought people would have too much time to sit and think about what the government's fucking them with this time.
So I have to show the video that he's retweeting.
Oh, all right.
This is from the World Economic Forum. We're going to be finding content from that damn event for weeks, Kevin.
Yeah. We'll be having our coffee before the session, and you raised the coffee example. I'd love just to give you the chance to expand on that.
Basically, the coffee that we all drink emits between 15 and 20 tons of CO2 per ton of coffee. So we should all know that this is every time we drink coffee, we are basically putting CO2 into the atmosphere. One of the reasons is because most of the coffee plantation or most of the coffee is produced through monoculture. And monoculture is also affected by climate change. The quality of these nature assets is deteriorating quite rapidly.
So he's saying that we should quit drinking coffee because it puts out an overabundance of CO2, Kevin.
I'm a couple times behind on telling him to kiss my ass.
I think that we should just say, you know what, global warming is BS, Kevin.
Not that important.
No.
Not for my coffee. Fuck you.
No, you take my coffee away, I would probably just push the red button.
And honestly, today, I do love my vape, but I love my coffee more. If I had to give up one or the other, it would be the vape. But I don't want to, so fuck off.
But the thing though, Kevin, is 20 or 10 years ago, if you had you may have been like, you know what, I'll give up my coffee before I give up my cigarettes.
Yes, I would have.
So there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So this next one is a rather long video, Kevin. It is from the prison colony of Australia.
These fuckers.
Where they are indeed, prisoners. So, we're going to watch a little propaganda. Just, we'll pause it and make comments throughout.
Breaking my heart. It really is.
It feels like most places you go, you are bound.
Okay, all right. Since you spoke over the lady, I want you to listen to the first thing that she says.
Vaping has a chokehold on young Aussies. It feels.
So she says that vaping has a chokehold on young Aussies.
It's a beautiful keyword.
Cigarettes, which actually do choke people. It actually does limit the oxygen that people can, does affect the lungs in a seriously negative way. But they're worried about the vaping. I get why? What? I don't want them on. Stop it. How do I turn that shit off? There we go. It says off. Off.
It's like most places you go, you are bound to smell notes of lush ice. The thing is, we know that it's bad for us, and yet so many of us.
What does lush ice smell like?
What's what?
Because you are bound to notes of lush ice.
Smell notes of lush.
You are bound to smell notes of lush ice.
It's like the color 9.
How does anybody? Does 9 smells different? Like, does 9 have a scent? I'm trying to. Oh, Jason says it's watermelon ice. Okay.
Ice. And the thing is, we know that it's bad for us, and yet so many of us are still vaping. 20% of 18 to 24-year-olds have vaped in the past 6 months, which is the highest of any age group.
So again, she says us. Well, she's in the 18 to 24 age group. So 18 to 24, Kevin, that's a 6-year age group. Only 2 years of that are illegal. Right? 21.
I don't know.
Well, no, in Australia,
over there,
I think it's legal. I think it's 18 over there. So none of them are illegal. These are adults, according to the Aussie government, who are making adult choices. So these are not majority numbers.
Yeah.
These are grown-up adult fuckers making choices. Yeah. So James says it's 18.
20% of 18 to 24-year-olds have vaped in the past 6 months, which is the highest of any age group.
And currently legal, because in March, I think it's not going to be legal anymore.
You fuckers are not contributing to the taxes that you are supposed to be doing. So stop that.
How dare they make how dare they make choices for themselves, Kevin?
You fuckers.
Even though we've had decades of successful anti-smoking campaigns in Australia that have taught us that smoking and nicotine are harmful, despite all of this, so many young people are still picking it up, and I want to know why.
Well, your whole premise, your premise, young lady, is inaccurate. You said that nicotine is harmful. That you've been told that nicotine is harmful, and you want to know why people are using it, because they enjoy it, because they want to. These are adult people that have, the ability to make adult choices. And again, if you're coming from a position of inaccurate statements, the statement that nicotine by itself is harmful is not accurate.
It's a lie.
Well, I mean, she looks like she might be a member of the I Like to Touch Boobies Club. I'm not, not saying anything, but,
Why vaping has taken over and become so normalized despite us knowing the negative health outcomes, what's actually inside a vape, and how to successfully quit vaping.
Okay, so she says right there that she's going to tell us what's inside a vape.
Damn.
Even though we have all these people that say, well, we don't know what's in them. So if we watch this and she makes a factual, accurate statement of what's in them, because Kevin and I and most of the people in the chat room actually do know what's in them. I know what's in them because I make my own right behind me, and I did get a bottle of commercially made e-liquid here the other day, Kevin. That it is actually something that Peggy sent me with my last order. It is the correct amount of nicotine too.
Ooh.
So it is a caramel latte. It is a caramel coffee with cream.
I don't like that. It should be banned.
It's not black coffee, so Kevin's not gonna like it.
If latte, fates, I don't. What's wrong with you?
It's just steamed milk, Kevin. That's what latte means. Steamed milk.
Good. Over the next 3 episodes, I'm going to be chatting to young people and experts to get to the.
She's going to be chatting to them.
Yes.
Shouldn't she be chatting with them, Kevin?
No.
This is the Queen's English we're talking about here, right?
Well.
So, chatting to you sounds like I'm talking at you and not with you.
Well, I hope Becky's in here.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's the University of Wollongong or something.
Watch yourself now. Careful.
Wollongong.
Not very nice.
Wollongong. I'm reading it right here. University of Wollongong.
Oh, my God.
Speaking of Fig. Speaking of Fig. No, Fig. You did join Rumble for a reason. It's just that the content that is going on Rumble is at the the last hour or so of the show.
If I could say Candyman,
that would get me booted off of this platform. So
if I could say Candyman and they just show up, I need the Candyman himself, Chris and the Big B. Where are they at?
Chris,
the Chocolate Man.
Oh, well, you didn't. You got to say chocolate for him to show up.
I didn't even say hair. I actually said Fig. And there he is.
No, you said Fig a while ago, but Fig answers to Fig. If you say, hey, hair, it could be anybody that still has hair. I mean, if you say hair, Chris is not going to show up because Chris don't got none.
He called you a jackass. It is duly noted.
I'm used to that. Here, let's keep going about this Australia propaganda here.
The bottom of vaping culture in Australia.
Now, since Fig is here, Kevin.
Yeah.
I don't have a bottle of it anymore because I used it all up. But Fig used to have an e-liquid in his store that was a barrel-aged tobacco that was, I think, exclusive to just him. That I really wish that he could tell me where to get that because I really liked it.
Because
I can't get it. Well, you didn't type anything over there, Fig. If you'd have typed in the chat room, it would have showed up and I would have responded. It's all linked together now, so I can actually see your comments on Rumble right here on the screen. We already tested it out earlier, so it works.
Even I can see it.
Yeah.
This is Vape Nation.
We're at
This
Fenster and
is
HQ.
Vape
It's a
Nation.
Gen Z workplace and
What the hell kind of outfit is that?
What the fuck is a? She says it's a Gen Z workplace, so that they're all
like a
children?
tracksuit and a nice shirt. What is wrong with you people over there? What is going on in the fucking Australia?
We're at
Kevin, she's wearing the same shorts I'm wearing right now. See, look, I got my stripes. I got my Adidas stripes on.
I want to hear her say, "Get off my lawn."
I'm popular with the kids now. I'm wearing the same clothes as them.
What purpose does this shot even have? I don't understand.
I'm not positive that there is James says that this is Aussie fashion, so this is how the Bogans dress. Apparently, I'm just
criminals. I wonder y'all are in trouble.
It's a Gen Z workplace and heaps of people in the office vape.
Those are my shorts. She's wearing my shorts.
So I thought I'd put it to the vapers and non-vapers to see if any of us actually know what's inside a vape.
Not really.
I'm going to say a bit of rat poison. There's like the battery.
Some sort of
Híjole,
liquid.
rat.
I actually don't know. Oils?
Oh, Alex.
So none of you
He
know.
said oils.
Good. Wow.
They're all fucking idiots, Kevin.
What?
Maybe a spring powder, bubblegum flavors. Is there a spring?
So let's go get some and find out. Despite the new government ban on single-use vapes, it was relatively easy to find a convenience store that would sell them to me. We've picked up 2 different styles. For legal reasons, we can't show you the packaging, but we've lined up to get them tested so we can see all the physical and chemical components that are inside them. 2 people who have been on the front line of vape research in Australia.
Now, she said that she just couldn't show them to you, but god dang it, didn't they just show them to you?
Well, it's okay. Shh.
We can see all the physical and chemical components that are inside them. 2 people who've been on the front line of vape.
Right there. There they are, Kevin.
No.
There's the packaging. There's the devices.
The gun pod. Look at that.
Just, I'm confused.
Research in Australia, a chemical toxicologist, Dr. Jodie Morgan, and analytical chemist, Dr. Celine Kelso at the University of
Well, that's
Wollongong.
fake. They're not
They've
wearing
been taking
masks.
open vapes to see what people have been inhaling, and they're going to test what's inside the ones I picked up. They have tests.
So are they vaporizing, or are they doing liquid volume testing? Are they doing mass spectrometer? What type of testing are they doing here?
Thousands of vapes since they started in 2019 and have seen a big shift in nicotine concentrations.
So over thousands devices we've tested so far, the average concentration is around 40 milligram per mil or 4%, whichever units you want to look at. So much higher than when we first started back in 2019, which the average concentration was only back then around 12 milligram per mil.
Hey, that's what I got right here, 12.
Imagine that.
So almost a 4-fold increase from the products back in 2019.
Now, so that we're sure that everybody understands, there's a difference between the types of nicotine and how the body absorbs them. So when we say 60 milligrams of nicotine salts or 40 milligrams of nicotine salts, the experience of that, and there's Richard Pruitt in the chat room as well.
Richard.
Is significantly different than 12, 18, 24 of
freebase
nicotine.
Yeah.
You cannot compare experientially the two because 24 milligrams of nicotine salts does not feel the same as 24 milligrams of freebase nicotine.
Right.
Just so you know, 24 milligrams of nicotine salt would be quite mild.
Right.
Compared to 24 milligrams of freebase nicotine.
That's correct.
Yeah. Just, everybody in the chat room already knows this, but people that are watching on the replay, or people that are not one of us that have been spending 10 years doing this shit might not know that.
To what you can find in terms of nicotine in samples today.
That means if you have a vape that contains 3,500 puffs, it's the equivalent of around 14 packets of cigarettes. So if you're going through a vape once a week, you'd be vaping approximately the equivalent of up to 2 packets of cigarettes a day.
Which is average.
Replacing.
Yes, it's the same as vaping 2 packs of cigarettes per day, which is what I used to smoke.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And now I am really eager to know just how much nicotine is in the vapes we picked up.
Most of these are quite often easy to crack up the top by just flicking in, especially if they have been opened before, or we can just push it a bit with the tools.
I was going to say, get a vice grip or hammer.
And the bottom should come
That's correct.
fairly easily. There we go. So it has a few wires attached. Now we push the whole thing out.
Safety,
So that is
safety.
your vape. Then inside the vape, you'll have the mouthpiece where you have the user inhaling. And when it inhale, the sensor at the bottom will trigger the battery.
It's
The
an
battery will
automatic
turn
trigger,
on,
yeah.
which will ignite the coil, and the coil will vaporize the liquid.
Ignite the coil.
Well, it doesn't really ignite it. Oh my God.
Ignite the coil.
Making the vapor that the person inhale.
I can already smell it.
Yes,
I can like smell the mango immediately as soon as
Well,
you
you're
opened
so
it.
fucking smart, sweetheart.
Yeah. Now we need to remove the coil to get to the liquid inside. That's what we're going to test in the chemical analysis to see exactly what's being consumed when you vape. The liquid was way more sticky and pungent in smell than I was expecting. The other vape we brought in, Dr. Kelso hadn't seen before. Different vapes are constantly hitting the market, responding to the changing legislation and pushing the amount of nicotine that can be crammed inside a vape. But there are commonalities between vapes, with a sensor, battery, liquid, mouthpiece, and coil.
All right, so now we have our 2 samples. We just need to add a few more chemicals so we can put it on the machine and get the analysis happening.
Because the vape
We're going to add some chemicals.
Can't they do it without adding chemicals?
is so thick, Dr. Kelso needs to dilute it with methanol so the machine can read the measurements. The samples go into the machine and then the computer does the rest of the job running the analysis. While we wait for the results, I want to pick Dr. Kelso's brain on all of the questions I have about vape, like if the different coil makes a vape safer or more harmful.
So a brand new device, which is like the one you have had today, the coil. So what is getting heated by the battery?
Oh no, it's ignited.
So you see a nice clean coil, so meshy style. So that's the same type of device that the one we just opened. It just has been used.
And that's why it tastes like that burning kind of taste because the coil's like...
Well, it starts to degrade.
Dry burn.
Lick it, lick it, lick it.
It's so a different brand altogether of device that are constructed slightly differently. So this coil is a turnaround over a piece of cotton fabric, while this one is a meshy type. So like different.
A meshy type.
Meshy.
That
sounds very scientific to me.
That is a very scientific language there, right there.
Very sciencey.
Construction altogether. So those ones are probably just called coil on the packaging, where those ones are the one that would be advertised as mesh coil.
Is there any health benefits for a mesh coil versus like a cotton? No. Is there one chemical that creates the ice, like lush ice?
That's the coolant. Even though the ice
WS-23
name is on some of them, we have found through our studies that the coolant, it's called WS-23, that's the name of the chemical, is present in pretty much everything. And we believe that it's because the concentration of nicotine in the sulfone is quite high in those products. So adding that coolant into the mix of vapes will cool the throat that while you're ingesting or inhaling that high concentration of nicotine, basically calming it down. So people that are never...
That is absolutely wrong. If I vape if I vape something with WS-23 or any coolant, it actually makes it more harsh to me.
Does to me too. I don't like menthol.
Well, it's not menthol. It's menthol
cooling. Yeah.
Gives you it has a flavor. WS-23 makes it actually chemically cooler. This is bogan science right here. I'm telling you. She just needs a mullet. That's all I'm saying.
Smoke before
Chapman approved.
Tolerate the high concentration of nicotine.
With such high concentrations of nicotine, vape manufacturers are finding different ways to make it more bearable on the body. One of the vapes tested in the lab contained ethylene glycol, one of the main components in
ethylene glycol, Kevin.
Why do I feel like I'm sitting in 2017 and 18 right now? Fuck.
Antifreeze. It's banned in e-cigarettes in Australia, and in this lab, it was the first time it was found in a vape here. The vape they tested was confiscated from a school student, and it had 80 times the tolerable amount via inhalation, meaning the student who was inhaling this would have most likely experienced burning, and it would have been highly irritable to their respiratory system.
Since the regulation, or just before the current regulation has been introduced, nicotine was clearly labeled onto those devices, whether it was on the box or the concentration on the device itself. Since the introduction of the TG 1110, which is the current regulation, the word nicotine, the warning about nicotine, the percentage, the concentration, you name it, relating to nicotine are completely disappeared from those products. So today you pick up a vape, no indication of nicotine. You may not be aware that nicotine is contained in that when you start vaping.
Yeah, and I will add to that, I guess one of the issues is a lot of these disposable type devices are being sold via illicit means in Australia. So they're being sold over the counter illegally in places that they're not allowed to be sold because they contain nicotine. As a consequence of that, they often aren't abiding by the limited.
So what they're saying is, since the TGA passed their 110 that made it illegal for vapes to have nicotine in them, and that people would have to add nicotine to their vapes themselves in a surreptitious way, the only safe way for them to buy a product that has nicotine already in it is to buy it from illicit sources.
Well,
thus the black market that the government of Australia created by allowing the passage of this 1110.
Assisted and created an assistance still.
I mean, yeah. So, oh darn, we banned something, so people that liked it are just going to break the law and get it anyway. Oh no.
Oops.
Regulations that we do have. So we do have a regulation that limits the types of some compounds. We've got 8 compounds that are banned, aren't allowed in Australian e-cigarettes. We do find those compounds in up to 4% samples.
There's 8 things that are banned, and they've only been able to find them in about 3.4%.
These disposable devices, because if they're already not abiding by the law that says you can't sell nicotine, why would they abide by the law that says you can't have these dangerous compounds in there?
Nicotine
Why would
increases
they?
your risk of respiratory, cardiovascular, and gastrointestinal disorders,
No, it doesn't.
as well as impacting your
Oh, let's go back here.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, let me rehear this because Kevin was gibbering right in the middle of it.
If they're already not abiding by the law that says you can't sell nicotine, why would they abide by the law that says you can't have these dangerous compounds in there?
Nicotine increases your risk of respiratory, cardiovascular, and gastrointestinal.
What gastrointestinal malarkey are okay, where's my Aussie in the chat room here?
Morons.
James, I know that you're in the corner because you were naughty earlier, but are you Aussies sticking your vapes up your asses to vape them? Is that why you're getting gastrointestinal problems?
Are y'all boofing again? Is that
that is the correct term, Kevin? Yeah.
Is that the right term? I forget.
I mean, just wondering. Homicidal's an Aussie as well.
Bunch of fucking criminals over there. I don't understand.
Disorders, as well as impacting your mental and reproductive health.
Well, I mean, if Kevin's walking around at the singles bar trying to pick up a girl, he's probably going to have a problem with his reproductive health. I'm just saying, But.
Janice might make a note of that.
I will loan her my small pocket knife, Kevin. If she needs to borrow, if she needs to borrow something, I'll
she's
loan
not
her
far from any weapons.
my pocket knife here. Just there's a Texas pocket knife right there. Just saying.
I didn't realize you had a clown show on tonight, but all right.
I have to give the Aussies time. We're still lamenting the fact that their government wants to make them a prison colony again. So just.
This is literally what we were going through 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. It's the same exact shit, line by line.
And with such high concentrations of nicotine stored within.
Now, James, I do want to remind you: never go ass to mouth. I'm just saying.
A vape, this risk can become very real.
So we do have a lot of information about the ingestion toxicity of a lot of these because they've been used in foods, particularly with the flavorings, for a really long time. What we don't know is what happens when you inhale them. And
what we don't know.
I got a question, Patrick. When you got all them fucking the sprays and inhalers and the fucking whatever them diffuser bullshit things, they know you got them in your house, right? I'll bet you. Aside from the nicotine,
Oh, the wife's little sensey
the
stuff.
smelly bullshit stuff. Yeah, I don't mind them. I don't know what else to call them. The smelly shit. It is far more dangerous and probably has 600 chemicals in comparison to what vapes have, with the exception of them not having nicotine in them.
They're virtually the same stuff, Kevin.
Obviously, when we ingest something, we have a thing in our organ in our body called a liver, and everything goes via the liver and the hepatic system first, where things are metabolized and any dangerous compounds.
So now she's saying that these chemicals are harmful if inhaled, but if you ingest them, your liver will filter that out. But if it's harmful and inhaled, wouldn't it also be harmful for your liver?
I imagine. All I can keep hearing is
as an educated person, especially in the healthcare arena, I will tell you that the same compounds that harm your lungs will also harm your liver.
Compounds can be filtered out. When we inhale, there is no liver that goes directly into our bloodstream and then directly around the rest of our body. So obviously, inhalation has a higher risk than ingestion because our body is designed to.
Somebody please go to the University of Wollongong and find these persons' credentials and rip them off the wall, please. Thank you.
Protect ourselves when we eat something, not as much to protect our bodies when we're inhaling.
But we don't know the long-term effects. So until we have more studies that
we just
study those long-term effects, and I guess have also that time elapsed to see what are the potential long-term effects.
Long-term effects, Kevin.
We got 15 plus years. We got 15 plus years.
I've been vaping for right at 15 years almost, and you've been vaping for
10.
Yeah. 10, and you smoked for like 80 years before that.
Yeah.
Started to vape when they were in 18, then we don't know what's going to happen.
But what we do know is that there is a vape analysis ready for us. Every time there's a bump in the line, that's a chemical.
Okay, so there's
a bump in the line.
Looking at
so there's VG, which we all know, vegetable glycerin.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a big spike of WS23, a big spike of nicotine. 50 milligrams per milliliter of nicotine. If it's nicotine salt, that's not even the most. Over here, you have PG.
Yeah.
So all this stuff, I knew all of this stuff beforehand, Kevin.
Well, thank God they showed me because I didn't. Boy.
Comparing both of them at the same time, the first striking is that we have a huge peak in both cases for nicotine. So they clearly contain both nicotine. This particular yellow one is contained about 50 milligram per mil, so the expected 5% that we would see for that brand and model. And then the second one that you have provided, it's a little bit less nicotine, but nonetheless still quite high concentration at 33.2 milligram per mil.
Not if it's nicotine salts. That's actually low. I've seen some 20s, 24s, but
that is a huge amount of nicotine. They
huge, Kevin, huge.
They also both contain the cooling agent WS23 to combat the burning feeling of nicotine.
That's a lie. A lie. WS23 does not combat the burning feeling of nicotine in your throat. Lie. The nicotine salt is already designed to be mild on the throat.
To make it better. Yeah. I didn't like that jewel I tried. It was harsh to me.
One that when I tried nicotine salts, it wasn't that it was harsh on my throat.
Yeah.
It actually felt heavy, not like a throat hit, like I enjoy. It made my chest feel heavy.
Yeah, it didn't to me. It just was like really harsh to me. So yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get.
But if I smoked Pall Malls, I can see the attraction for the salts. I get it.
Yeah,
and that's why I tried it.
Richard's damn right. It's the menthol argument because that worked last time.
Yes, sir.
So they're using the same argument for WS-23 that they use on menthol, which is still a bogus bullshit argument for menthol.
Right.
I didn't smoke menthol cigarettes not because I thought that they were less throat hitty. I just didn't like the way they tasted.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah.
I would if I had to.
While there's little known about the risk of synthetic cooling agents, there's been reports of risks to human organs and animals. There was also spike for benzoic acid, which
No.
We know what benzoic acid does, Kevin.
Oh.
enables a higher concentration of nicotine to be stored within the vape, and it also helps with cooling the throat. There's vegetable glycerin, which produces the cloud of smoke and again helps with cooling. Research on inhaling vegetable glycerin is still in its infancy, but
No,
one
it's
study has
not.
found
It's still
Infancy.
we don't know nothing. Huh? What?
We have science that's almost 100 years old on the efficacy and the safety of inhaling PG and VG.
Yeah. Well, we just don't know, Patrick. Because
all right, my Aussie friends, you're gonna have to go to this high school student that's apparently the one that's doing this.
Richard said 47, so yeah.
I said almost 100 years old.
Well, it's
Almost.
new.
that it can lead to lung inflammation. The other spikes were for chemical compounds that make up the flavors in the vape. You normally find these in lollies and lozenges, but again,
Yeah,
we
where are
have
those?
research on eating them, not inhaling them. So
Well,
we're
where
not
are
too
they?
sure what the effects are.
Apparently the EU has a lot because TPD allows them.
Yeah, they get it.
Yeah.
They've had enough time.
Now that we know what's inside a vape, it's time to understand their rise.
Why is that, Patrick?
There's only 35 more seconds, Kevin. I'm not going to submit you guys to another 35 seconds of this bullshit.
Why is it that they can't find out and they don't know enough and we don't know what's in them? But
we know what's in them now. So we
the
anytime
UK
anytime a politician says we don't know what's in them, we can send them to Pedestrian TV's website and say this is in them now. All the bullshit that comes out of that girl's mouth about each one of those chemicals is not scientifically or factually correct. But so poor Jason, he says he's rage sweating. Poor guy.
That's what we're doing our jobs.
Poor guy. All right.
Slinging poo.
Yeah, they're a bunch of fucking monkeys slinging poo. Fuck. All right, Kev. Here we got.
You keep saying it's all right, like you're helping me.
We got 2 articles here, and then we'll go to the Rumble for the really hard hitting journalism. Now I'm gonna go over here real quick because Fig is a liar. Because Fig said that he went over to the Rumbles and he typed a comment in there. I'm looking at the Rumble chat, and the only person that's commented in there currently is Homicidal with Boo.
I thought he was on the Rumbles when he commented here earlier.
No, he was in the YouTubes. He made a smart ass comment about me forcing him to join Rumbles, and I'm not, I'm over here on the YouTubes.
I ain't joining the Rumble.
So I'm just saying.
Let's make Jason rage sweat just a little more.
Okay.
He's got to work his way up to next week.
He's going to be the butt of so many jokes next week.
I want to see just drips of sweat off.
Mallory's in there. She just commented in the Rumbles. Tag you're it. See there.
Yep, I see it.
All right, present. Let's present this. Present. It says here, schools are using surveillance tech to catch students vaping, snaring some with harsh punishments.
The fuck are you doing down there? What is that about?
Snaring some with harsh punishments. So it says here, when Aelia Iglesias was caught vaping at a Texas high school, she didn't realize how much could be taken from her.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, the rest of her high school experience was threatened. Being student council president, her role as debate team captain, and walking at graduation. Even her college scholarships were at risk. She was sent to the district's alternative school for 30 days and told that she could have faced criminal charges because you broke the law, Miss Aaliyah. You're a criminal. You broke the law. Like thousands of other students across the country, she was caught by surveillance equipment that schools have installed to crack down on e-cigarettes, often without informing students. Well, duh. If you're trying to catch a speeder, you don't put a sign up saying, speed trap ahead. Schools nationwide have invested millions of dollars in the monitoring technology, including federal COVID-19 emergency relief money meant to help schools through the pandemic and aid students academic. You know, Kevin, during that pandemic thing that we don't talk about because we don't want to get in trouble on this show, the president of the United States promised free money to me.
Yeah.
And I never got any free fucking money. I'm mad. I had friends that got two stimulus checks, and I didn't get none.
Were you going to install a vape detector in your house? Is that what?
I could have bought a new laptop. I could have paid for our podcasting so that we could have kept the audio going because I really liked the audio. I liked the audio show because we had a lot more people listening to the audio show all over the world. Now we're stuck with just the same, chuckleheads that always come.
Send all your hate mail to him. We're the chuckleheads. Chucklehead.
Well, I know. I call
They're
us
beautiful humans. We're chuckleheads.
No. James is a chucklehead. James is in the corner tonight. And Richard, he's not a chucklehead. He's our friend. We don't say rude things to Richard, but everybody else.
Oh.
And Jason is going to be an honorary chucklehead because
that's right.
He's going to be you next week. I'm gonna keep pushing the fact that he promised but didn't promise to take your place. So
I should have sent him the finger.
I'm gonna send him a link, and if he doesn't show up, I'm gonna figure out a way to go to Oklahoma.
They don't, Mallory. They don't. Care.
Between now and then, the federal government could be launching a all-out war on Texas by next week. So
by next week, we could all be citizens of Texas. For as far as I can tell.
That could be a really dangerous thing. He says he's good. All right. Yeah. So marketing materials have noted the sensors at a cost of over $1,000 each and could help fight the virus by checking air quality.
What?
So they're saying that the sensors also, I guess, detect COVID in the air.
Good God. All right.
Yeah.
Sure, it's
I'm
possible.
not going to read the rest of this nonsense. This is BS.
You shouldn't have to, but general information is that she was a bad girl. Tisk. And it's basically a runoff of your other rules. Yeah, like 2-3 weeks ago we talked about this, and they send them off to criminal camp.
The re-education farms. Yeah.
Well, brainwashing. Yeah. You bad children.
Oh, I skipped one, Kevin. We have to go back and do one that we didn't do.
And watch on the Twitter X's thing, because Richard does have someone who is imitating him.
Yes.
On Twitter, on X, Twitter.
Yes.
Whatever.
That should be a flogging offense right there.
I'm glad you actually mentioned that, Richard, because I was going to mention it and I forgot until you said that. So thank you.
So we do have a piece that I forgot that is very important. So our very good Guy Bentley from Reason wrote a thing under the nanny state heading. Chuck Schumer attacked Lifesaving Zen nicotine pouches. Now, I don't currently have a Zen nicotine pouch problem, but I do have a general snus problem because they're very similar.
Just a minute.
This is Macmyra general snus. Yeah. So I'm not a fan of idiots because I do like my snus. And Chuck Schumer's an idiot. But anyway, so Zen is a nicotine pouch, not a snus, similar but different. And then obviously they're just upset because people are quitting smoking. You got to send me the link in a different place though. I can't accept links in the what's it called? What's this thing called? Oh, yep. Kevin's got a nicotine pouch there.
Never tried it. Oh, sorry.
Cinnamon, 20 nicotine pouches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Haven't tried it though yet.
So apparently I have to go to Jason's ex because he's having an aneurysm because he's got he put the link in the chat room, which I can't click on.
Oh.
So now I got to go track down a tweet on his thing about Zen. Jason Vapes. There you are. So he's a CASA member. He's an adult harm reduction advocate.
That's right.
And a funeral director. All of those things are very similar.
Well,
there. How many times have I actually said in the chat room that I can't accept links in the freaking chat, but he still puts it in there anyway?
Well, I can't either. I copy and paste them.
I can't even highlight it because if I click on it, it shows up on screen, Kevin. So Skip says that she really enjoys the coffee Zen.
See?
Yeah, let me present this thing that Jason PM'd me. All right.
Skip.
And Zen, which is a nicotine pack. Matter of fact, I've got one right here. I want to show that to the people that don't know what it is. It's kind of like a dip. It's in Zen, which is a nicotine pack. Matter of fact, I've got one right here. I want to show that to the people that don't know what it is. It's kind of like a dip. It's
kind of like a dip. That's Tommy Tuberfield, I think. Tuber.
Oh.
Yeah, Tuberville.
Kind of like a dip.
It's kind of like a dip. I don't know what state he represents, but he's got a little bit of a southern accent going on there.
It's somewhere south of here.
Well, let's see. Alabama. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah. But let me stop. Let me share this instead because this is where we were at here. So put that Tuberville thing in context. It says Senator Schumer attacks Lifesaving Zen nicotine pouches. And it says here Zen pouches are dramatically safer alternative to smoking. Yes, they are. Less than 3 months after launching an attack on energy drinks, he sent a firmly worded letter on that case too. Senator Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has a new target: Zen nicotine pouches. You know why? I'll tell you why, Kevin.
Why?
I think we talked about it on this show a while
Tell
back.
me again.
What's that guy that used to be on Fox News that's now on Twitter? Carlson. What's his name? Yeah.
Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson. He did a podcast where he preached the gospel of Zen nicotine pouches. And Senator Schumer said, well, if that guy likes them, then I have to hate them. So, but that was just like a month or so ago that Carlson said that, you know, he used to chew tobacco, and his daughter's boyfriend had a can of the Zens, and he gave him one. He said, let's go to the store right now so I can buy some for me. That's what he said on the podcast. I'm not making that up. I mean, I might be exaggerating the tone of the voice, but that's exactly what he said. His daughter's boyfriend was using them and gave him one, and he liked it so much that he made him take him to the store to buy him some. So in a press release Sunday, Schumer labeled Zen a quiet and dangerous alternative to vaping, claiming that the decline in smoking, tobacco companies are adapting by focusing on new products like oral nicotine. Zens are small pouches of nicotine meant to be placed between the lips and the gums. 2 strengths of the product are available, 3 and 6 milligrams of nicotine, and they come in several flavors. Schumer's ire appears to have been raised by the rapid growth in sales of nicotine pouches and so-called Zenfluencers on TikTok promoting the product. Kevin,
what?
I'm going to tag Zen right now. We will be brand ambassadors.
Absolutely.
You can send us free product and we will commercialize them on our show for absolutely free, as long as you keep sending us free product. And our friend Skip, because she really likes the coffee flavor.
There you go.
Yes.
I would try that.
Schumer fears nicotine pouches could become a teen trend, as vaping did in 2019, before rapidly declining as the tobacco age was raised to 21 and schools became more aware of the problem. So, Kevin,
what?
They're saying that there was a steep decline. Schumer fears nicotine pouches could become a trend, as vaping did in 2019, before rapidly declining as the tobacco age was raised to 21. When was tobacco T21 national? I believe it was before 2019.
It was, I believe it was 2019, but I don't remember the month.
But what else happened at no, I'm thinking it's before that.
Hold on. I will tell you. I'll show you, or I will see I got a meme on it for the FDA.
So in December of 2019, the U.S. Congress enacted Tobacco 21, which raised the MLPA for tobacco products from 18 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
So it was December. See, I found it before you. See, I'm faster.
There you
go. So the question, Kevin, though, is didn't we have an increase for 1 year during the pandemic and then a significant decrease? Am I remembering that incorrectly?
I think you're incorrect. I think it was like a bump down and then like a steadier bump down, but they didn't want us to use those numbers because pandemic.
Well, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that I know that there was 1 year where it spiked and then went back down.
It might have been 2020's or 2019's numbers from 2020 when they gave them out. Maybe.
Yeah. So, but the thing is they're claiming that this T21 thing caused a decrease in vaping in 2020.
Yeah.
And let's see, youth vaping US by year. All right. So if I go to the AI, it says e-cigarettes, according to the Google AI, e-cigarettes have been the most commonly used tobacco products among U.S. youth since 2014. In 2018, 21% of high school students used e-cigarettes, and in 2019, 27.5% had used them in the past month. And then in 2020, the use dropped down to 19.6%. In 2022, more than 2.5 million youth reported using e-cigarettes. but they don't put a percentage that year because that year there was no
it's lower
data. In 2023, 14.1% of high school students use e-cigarettes, and 25.2% of those said, so a quarter of the 14.1% used them daily, but the other 75% did not.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an increase for 1 year in 2020. In 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Is what that says. 27.5%. So it went up in 1 year 6.5%.
Mm.
So there. That. Anyway, Schumer's ire appears to. Oh no, we already read that sentence. Schumer fears nicotine pouches could become a teen trend as vaping did. Blah blah blah. To head off a potential increase in youth nicotine addiction, Schumer wants the FTC and the FDA to investigate marketing of Zyn and potentially restrict their flavors.
Mm-hmm.
But Schumer's framing has the story backwards. Zyn is not a dangerous alternative to vaping, but a dramatically safer alternative to smoking. One of the reasons smoking has declined substantially over the last decade is because safer nicotine alternatives like vapes and Zyn are switching smokers away from cigarettes. The closest equivalent, which we have decades of data on, is oral smokeless tobacco called snus. Snus is most prevalent in Sweden, and not coincidentally, Sweden has the lowest smoking and lung cancer rates in Europe because those interested in using nicotine do so in a much safer form.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Schumer is right that nicotine pouches are enjoying enormous sales, but he would... you see, there's a fucking ad for my hat right there. I want that hat right there.
We'll get it.
They don't have it in my size, jackass.
We'll get it anyway. Then you could say you have it.
Then I'll have to wear it like a yarmulke.
Well, then just calm down.
It wouldn't fit. It would be up here like this.
Just cut the back. It'll open up and you can...
Now that's definitely some damn hillbilly bullshit right there. But
don't they stretch? Can you put it over like your lawnmower or something where it'll... They get a big vinegar bottle or something, just fucking shove it down there. You know, you take a baseball glove and you oil them up and you wrap them up, and
so they're raising hell. Schumer's raising hell about 1.5% of middle and high school students that use nicotine pouches.
Yeah.
1.5%.
You know, Patrick, how long have these been out? How long has Zyn been around? Guess 5 years, 10 years? I don't know.
Not even. I would say 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5. Okay.
Yeah.
And these whatever these fuck things are, these been around a while too, right?
So Kevin, I'm gonna make myself angry right here.
All right.
So I have the statistics from the U.S. Department of Education that says that 10% of public school kids, 10%, 1 in 10, are molested by a fucking teacher.
Yeah.
And he's not sending firmly worded letters to schools or to anybody saying, you know, you dirty motherfuckers quit molesting little kids.
You don't care.
But he's raising hell about 1.5% of 1.5. That's 1.5 kids per 100.
You know, if this easily concealed theory was true, they'd all be doing this. Every bit of them.
The more thought that I put into this, I'm like, this guy's raising hell about 1.5% of kids that are using something that may or they may not become habit forming.
Well,
but I can promise you the 10% of kids, the 10 out of 100 kids are going to be emotionally scarred for the rest of their lives because they were molested by a fucking teacher.
Right. Exactly. And this kind of, in my opinion, is a directive from one of the alphabet soup groups that said, "Hey, we need to raise some more bullshit." You know.
So Steve is correcting me in the chat. They've been around for 10 years.
Okay, so yeah,
I
easily
stand corrected
concealable.
by
What is it? Looks
one
like
of the smarter
gum.
people in our circle, Kevin, Steve.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
definitely. It wasn't James. It was Steve.
All I know is it's easily concealable. And why aren't they using patches and gums? Those are easily concealable. If the nicotine
you can put them
is
anywhere.
the problem,
You can put that patch anywhere and not.
You could put them on your balls. You could
if
put
they
them on your
strip search
knee.
you, they might find it. But they're
well,
very
see,
fucking pervs
and
at
they
the
may.
school. I mean, just saying. I'm not gonna read the rest of this.
There's almost no evidence other than spitting them out, right?
And they don't. No, you don't spit with.
You spit out the
with
pouch
snooze.
when you're done. That's what
Well,
I mean.
when nobody's looking, you go pee and you drop it in the toilet.
Exactly. That's what I mean. They don't have big piles of these on their fucking desks.
But I'm going to keep this open because I'm going to tweet at Chuck Schumer in a minute.
This show's been brought to you by Chuck Schumer and the FDA. Just so you know.
Give me 1 second.
Poo flinging. Poo flinging. That's right, bastard. They don't look like a USB drive. They look like tiny little Barbie pillows. Oh.
Let me find a link.
Yeah.
Make sure this. Well, I got to have a link that actually has the statistic right on there because I want to be able to.
All right. Calm down.
I'm going to smack that motherfucker is what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Him and Biden are probably friends, so that's my one.
Oh, this is the one. This is the one. I know this is the one.
But somebody's prompted him to do this because it's just out of the blue.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm still going to smack his ass. There it is. It's on here.
There he is.
I found it. I hate that motherfucker.
Are you live Xing?
I'm going to be live tweeting in just a minute. Yes, I just have to get my resources.
Live.
Yes, Kevin. I know I corrected
you. Fucking
you
corrected me.
Now I got to go over here.
They'll always be Twitter to me. I don't care.
At Schumer. If I spell his name right.
In between their Richard, you're talking about patches? Wow.
There you are, Chuck Schumer. Let's see. Where is... Okay. Let's see. Does anybody that I know tweet at him this headline from this article? Come on.
Zippity doo dah.
Hey, I got to make sure this is a surgical strike we're doing here, Kevin, and I want to make sure.
All right.
I want to make sure that we're at Senator
I think we should be
Schumer.
twixing, bastard. We're twixing. Get a little mix of both.
Well, there's you.
No big deal.
I don't want to use you.
It don't matter. He's staff.
Oh no. It's not SNUS. What is this called again? Zen.
It's a
Z-Y-N.
Zinsurrection.
Yeah.
They went all crazy. I wish we could do that with our community. And I mean, these fucking people are way more intense than I ever thought.
Yeah.
Which I like. I like seeing that.
Who's Tony Perkins? Who the hell is Tony Perkins?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Oh, he's he's an actual like political commentator. All right.
No, Anthony Perkins was an actor. I thought.
Yeah. That's Tony Perkins. Yeah,
Well,
I
you
might
said
use
Tony
that one.
Perkins.
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah. Anthony.
Between their toes. So why?
I want to find somebody that's not like partisan enough to get us, oh, you're only doing that because of this person. So let's see, who's Smoke Free Life?
Not sure offhand. I'd have to see it. I don't know.
It says ask feds to crack down on teen use of Zen. I'm delivering blah blah blah. Pediatric, yeah, no, that's a dick. So, all right. Here, we'll just use the one that I found up top here. Well, you remember J.R. Majewski that we had on the show?
Yes.
He tweeted as well, but I'm gonna use this Tony. So let me share screen here. Share screen. Tony Perkins on X. Share. All right.
See, there you go.
So we're gonna use Tony Perkins. He's Schumer may have ignited a zinsurrection, but don't miss the amazing duplicity. Blah blah blah. Then he talking about blah blah blah. So I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna change the narrative on this one here. Let's repost or quote. So it says here, Chuck.
I got you, Richard.
Is raised in hell. Can I use raise in hell on Twitter? Am I gonna get in trouble for that?
No, not that I'm aware of.
About 1.5%. I think we're pretty okay because I'm not cussing at him. Except my damn 1.5% of high schoolers who use should I say hashtag Zen?
Why not?
Products. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Period. Where
that was good.
Is the outrage for Kevin, not of, for the
one of my favorite letters
of U.S. public school students who will have lifelong, should I say post-traumatic stress or just say, what should I say there, Kevin? Lifelong is one word. Yeah. Lifelong
trauma.
I like that word, trauma.
You're welcome.
From being sexually assaulted
and abused
by school
officials. Is crazy.
Yeah. I like to bring that out anytime I can.
Yeah.
And here's a link to the Innocent Lives Foundation with their
I never heard of that stat until you told me.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah. One might lead to a harmless addiction, the other will
criminal.
Yeah, will lead to a lifetime of pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, I like my.
There you
go. Yeah. See? Suffering. Ah. Thank you, Andrew.
Even better.
Does anybody have any more corrections for my slap across the face of Chuck Schumer?
No. Well, you could put fuck off on there, but you know.
Oh no, I do gotta tag him though. I forgot to do that.
Chucklehead. Yeah, clusterfuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there.
And that
Never
one
mind. I was gonna add something about diddling, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep it serious. All
that
right.
1.5 is probably a loose number.
That's from the article. That's from this article down here. I'm just,
I got you. I got
Blink. Post. There.
Ooh, I got a notification that you sent that. Look at that.
And I still have an hour to edit it if I want to, because I have a blue check mark. And I'm going to use their words. I know that Richard. I know that I preferred the word dependence as well, but I'm just saying he's raising hell. The 1.5 is for people who actually use it. 2.4% were people who tried it in the age group of middle to high school students, according to Guy Bentley. Excuse me, and I trust Guy Bentley.
Yep.
Excuse me. Yes, it says here, only, according to the National Youth Tobacco Survey, only 1.5% of middle and high school students use nicotine pouches, and just 2.3% have ever tried a nicotine pouch. So 1.5 would be the people that use them, that are claiming I use them, and 2.4% would, or 2.3% would be, I tried them, but I didn't like them.
Yeah.
So,
well,
anywho, Kev.
Extrapolated, Jason. Extrapolated.
Yeah. Well, that's the National Youth Tobacco Survey would be surveyed, yes.
Yeah, they get like 3,000 or something.
Yeah.
I forget which one's which anymore. I don't know why there's 14.
Even, you know, I think the tweet will actually
resonate.
It does smack him where I wanted to smack him anyway.
They don't talk about it. I've never heard this.
No. See, here's the thing, Kevin. Here's the thing, Kevin. They sweep that shit under the rug, so that when when stories of impropriety in the clergy happen, which is substantially less,
right?
Than
which I would have
10%.
Gone the other way. Yeah.
But everybody thinks that priests piddling little kids is significantly higher when it's actually like they compared the statistics. It's less than like 0.5%. I mean, any impropriety, any inappropriate touching of a child is wrong, and the person that's doing it should be castrated and killed, or whatever, you know, if it's a girl, but it's usually dirty ass fucking men. Pedos are by and large dudes.
Yeah, but the shock and awe.
But yeah, people don't want to hear any criticism of teachers, because by and large, most of them are awesome people. But it still has to be a significant number of them aren't if 10% of all kids in the United States that are public school students, and this is not some partisan organization that's releasing these numbers. That's the U.S. Department of Education's numbers.
It's scary.
It is called posting on X, Andy. It is not called tweeting.
Who?
All right. So Kevin, I have one more video presentation, and then we will jump over to the Rumbles so that we can be more inappropriate and say things that you like. So this is from South Africa.
Okay.
And it's really driving me crazy. But I've never heard this. You're going to hear a word, and I want to see if you hear it. And I bet you $10 as soon as you hear it, you will chuckle.
All right.
You're going to laugh when you hear this. I'm just saying.
Some medical organizations, such as the South African Medical Association and the African United Business Confederation Health Committee, say it's about time that South Africa regulates the use of hubbly bubbly and
what?
Hubbly bubbly.
What the fuck is hubbly bubbly?
Hubbly bubbly.
What the fuck is that?
They're gonna regulate hubbly bubbly and vaping. Well, there's a hookah right here.
I remember Hubba Bubba. What's hubbly bubbly?
So I'm thinking because I was trying to. So there's a hookah right here. So in a hookah, there's water down here in the bottom, and they heat up the tobacco, and you inhale, and it goes bubble, 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 and then so hubbly bubbly is hookah apparently.
It's the use of hubbly bubbly and vaping, which have been falsely advertised and promoted as safe.
Now, I will not I will not protest or profess to a vast amount of knowledge about hookah or shisha. I have been at a Turkish establishment in Turkey, and I did drink a fuck ton of Turkish coffee and inhaled a significant amount of hookah, and I am still alive.
Yeah. Was it like
the products have become
and I didn't, yes, but it tasted. I mean, they put it anyway, yeah. But all that did was make me like Turkish tobacco even more than
right
before, yeah.
I'm quite fashionable over the years because of such misleading marketing tactics.
We know that there are a lot of promotion going out there from tobacco companies to promote the fact that vaping or hubbly bubbly is safe, unfortunately.
But when I hear somebody who is a doctor say hubbly bubbly,
yeah,
this is Dr. Angelique Coetzee, and she says hubbly bubbly. It just makes me laugh inside. And Andrew says that he smoked a hookah and it changed the trajectory of his life.
Well, there you go.
See, it ruined him. It completely ruined him.
It's not safe. We are actually very much worried about the hubbly bubbly or the hookah pipes, which is very popular among the youth. So yes, it would be good if one can regulate it.
The doctors say after tobacco products such as cigarettes became regulated, sales of tobacco products decreased by 30%, having lost the youth as their primary buyers. They then closed that gap by promoting products such as hubbly bubbly and vaping and promoted them as less harmful. The medical
I have an e-hookah right here on my desk, or not my desk, on my bookshelf. I've showed it before. It is an e-hookah. You put e-liquid, you put an atomizer on each. It has two different legs, and you can walk down an event, and one person can be vaping one flavor, and the other person can be vaping another, and you just have to carry the box between you. My friend, I bought it from my friend Matthew from E-Pipes Mods at an event many years ago.
Experts say it is no surprise that the target market of these products is the youth.
We also see that the initial success of the legislation of the past 20 years, such as the Tobacco Products Control Amendment Act number 12 from 1999, that actually led to a 30% decrease in smoking among school learners. Unfortunately, they were then targeted by the companies with vaping and then the hubbly bubbly.
Now, Kevin, I'm watching the sign language interpreter while the woman is speaking. When I want you to listen to the words that she's saying, but watch the sign language interpreter. And when she says hubbly bubbly, I want you to see that the hand gesture the lady makes for hubbly bubbly.
Decrease in smoking among school learners. Unfortunately, they were then targeted by the companies with vaping and then the hubbly bubbly.
Now, there's one gesture that she makes where her tongue pokes through her cheek on the other side like this, which I thought that meant something other than
maybe not in Africa.
But okay.
Oh no.
We need to make you aware that tobacco is no less toxic in a hookah pipe than in any other tobacco products.
The experts also dispelled myths that many hubbly bubbly smokers believe.
There is a popular belief that the water in the hookah pipe filters the nicotine that is found in tobacco. But on the contrary, you get more nicotine while smoking hookah pipe than with the regular cigarette smoking.
Meanwhile, the National Health Department says the concerning false marketing of hubbly bubbly and vaping may soon come to an end should the Tobacco Control Bill, which seeks to ban the indirect marketing of tobacco products, pass in Parliament.
The Department of Health has noted the marketing tactics by the tobacco industry.
Tactics. Now, I don't know. I mean, maybe in South Africa, the tobacco companies are making hookah products. I don't think that, Reynolds or Philip J or Philip Morris or any of those companies are actually making hookah products. So I don't know which tobacco companies are fighting or defending hookah in South Africa. So Richard says they're not. Okay, I just want to make sure.
To promote vaping products and e-cigarette, targeting mainly young people, offering variety of products and flavors. The government.
So adults don't like anything. They don't like have options. They don't like having choices.
No.
They don't like having flavors, apparently. Only children like those things.
No.
This initiated several interventions to reduce the demand for tobacco and related products. These include a total ban of direct and indirect tobacco advertising through a proposed tobacco control bill currently before Parliament. However, due to loopholes in the current law, search continues.
Some experts are calling on more research to be done to determine the extent to which hubbly bubbly has been affecting its smokers.
So, hookah or shisha has been practiced in Turkey and Middle Eastern countries for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
I don't, I don't know when tobacco made its way into the Middle East. But I do know that tobacco was not widely available to any other part of the world until Columbus came to America. So, it would have to be after, 1492.
Yeah.
So I can confidently say hundreds of years.
I'm uneducated. Richard says electric heated hookah is heat, not burn. with flavor if done properly. So that tells me that hookah is, in my opinion, from what I read, less harmful than cigarette manufactured cigarettes.
Right.
So
he's saying if you
tobacco.
replace the charcoal, because it is it's charcoal, and they put the tobacco in like a foil, and it's moist. It's a moist tobacco, and they add flavor, stuff in it, and then they put it on top of the coals. So it's more of a heat not burn. It's not as temperature regulated on charcoal as it would be on an electric element, where there would be temperature control. Then it would be way safer, according to Richard.
Okay, so clarify for me, charcoal like I stick on my grill, or is it a different? Ooh, see, now that would probably scare me a little, but
it would probably not taste good if you use charcoal lighter.
Yeah.
Right. So he says, yes, hookah uses charcoal to heat, not burn, but it can get hot enough to burn it because, yes, it is not controlled. It's not a controlled. Whereas with an electric element, you would be able to dial in a specific temperature and maintain a specific temperature.
So then heat not burn comparison to me tells me that it's okay. It'll be all right. Calm down.
I would assume.
Yeah.
To save lives. Selwane Khachau, SABC News, Mahikeng.
Careful now.
She was trying to clear her throat there.
I guess. All I know is they're trying to combine a couple things in there and show an emergency room at the end. That was cute, just to create panic.
It's called brainwashing, Kevin.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, brainwashing. All right, Kev.
What?
So are you ready to make the transition from here to there?
Yep.
Are you ready?
Are you going to do the 30-second dripping thing?
No, I'm going to make a little bit longer one because I need to go refresh my drink.
Okay.
So I'll either you don't want me to do the drippy, right? Because that one,
I don't care.
That one will make you pee for a long time.
Well, Ed, I don't see Ed, so I'm not as worried.
So anybody that needs to go pee, go ahead and pee. If you need to go get a drink, go refresh your drink. Let me go over here real quick and grab the link for the Rumble so that I can copy it into the chat room for people that are not really decided to follow us over on the Rumbles yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would make that choice, but
Richard said, "What the fuck is Rumble?"
Rumble is a free speech alternative to YouTube. So there are certain things that we cannot talk about on YouTube that will get our channels blocked or taken away. So we save the content that we can talk about on Rumble for specifically just Rumble, because we have other things to talk about that are not necessarily our target topics, harm reduction, things like that, but other things that people should be concerned about. There's some public health implications and things like that. And we say bad things about the WHO over there as well that we can't really talk about over here.
No.
So, yeah. I want Richard to fully understand, what he's getting into. It may not be his cup of tea.
That's right.
But,
I bet he likes tea.
Yeah. And, you may firmly have to put your tinfoil hat on for a few seconds, but but I'm going to go get my drink and we'll be right back. But we're going to leave all of the other things other than Rumble.
All the other things.
So meet us over there. Kevin, go get your coffee and take a leak or whatever. We'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. Yeah.
Fine.
All right. But only over on the Rumble. When we come back, we will only be on Rumble. All right.